How will the tax changes on 1 October benefit New Zealanders?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the Treasury advice I've released today shows that even...
Order. I've asked the Minister to resume his seat for a moment. I apologise to him. Now, I say to both front benches, this has got to stop. It is simply not good enough performance today at all. I blame myself partly for that, and I'll be sorting this matter out. Members can rest assured I'll be sorting it out. But that interjection across these front benches will cease. The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, Treasury advice I have released today shows that when all forecast cost of living increases are taken into account, real after-tax wages are forecast to rise by 1.2% in the last 3 months of the year on the back of the 1 October tax cuts. This calculation uses the same data series that is used to calculate the rate of New Zealand superannuation, adjusted for tax and inflation. It captures the effect of personal tax cuts, the increase in GST and all other forecast price increases in the period, including tobacco price, the effects of the ECS and ACC levies. Even when those cost of living increases are taken into account, the vast majority of New Zealanders come out better off after the tax changes on the 1st of October this year.
Supplementary. Thank you, Mr Speaker. How does the forecast rise in real after-tax wages due to the 1st of October tax changes compare with previous years?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, this is a significant increase in real after-tax earnings, especially when you compare it with the 3% increase in the 9 years to September 2008 under Labor. It's even more remarkable when you consider that almost all of that growth under the previous government occurred before 2004, and there was almost no growth in real after-tax earnings between 2004 and 2008. So, Mr Speaker, the 1.2% increase in real after-tax earnings in the final quarter of this year after the tax changes will be just a bit less than half of the increase that New Zealand achieved in the 9 years to September 2008.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, I seek a point of order under Standing Order 106 on misrepresentation. Mr Speaker, it's been previously established in this House, and the Minister has not denied it, that the numbers that he quotes include Labor's 2008 tax cuts as part of National's purported growth rate. And that is a misrepresentation, sir.
Order. Forgive my taking so long to respond, but that is a matter for debate, not question time. The member cannot do that by way of point of order during question time. A supplementary question, Chris Tremain.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Finance, how will the October 1 changes help hard-working New Zealand families get ahead?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, after the 1 October tax changes, an average family will be about $25 a week better off. An individual on the average wage will be around $15 a week better off, while a couple living on New Zealand super with no other income will be about $11 a week better off. That is setting off the benefit of the income tax cut against the increase in GST. And all New Zealanders, including the opposition, can go to taxguide.gov.nz to see these benefits for themselves. The benefits, of course, will grow over time as wages grow. Across the board, personal tax cuts will give New Zealanders more incentives to save and to invest and to work and to export, while the increase in GST will discourage New Zealanders from spending too much and borrowing too much.
Mr Speaker,
Honourable David Cunliffe.
Supplementary to the Minister, Mr Speaker, in addition to the fact that the government's tax calculator omits the effects of inflation, can he confirm that there are a wide range of commentators effectively contradicting his claim that Kiwis will be better off, including the New Zealand Institute of Economic Research analysis showing at least 50% of households will be worse off after the tax switch, the Reserve Bank Governor holding interest rates steady because, I quote, growth is losing momentum, the NZ Institute of International Economic Research consensus reports saying that unemployment will not improve over the next 2 years, and Bay Corp forecasting a massive spike over the next 6 months of people unable to pay their bills.
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr. Speaker, no. If the member uses the same numbers that are used for calculating national super, which the previous government used for its whole term in office, and apply those after the tax cuts, it shows that taking into account all inflation effects, New Zealanders will be their real after-tax wages will rise by 1.2%.
Chris Tremain.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chris Tremain.
To the Minister of Finance, how will the 1 October tax changes help lift New Zealand's economic growth?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr. Speaker, Treasury have made what you could argue is a pretty conservative estimate of the effect of the tax changes, but they say it will increase New Zealand's real GDP by about 1% over the next 7 years. This is a significant increase compared to any other policy change that the government could have made. Getting sustainable jobs and faster growth is the only way that New Zealanders will get higher incomes and better living standards. The tax changes are just part, but a significant part, of a wide-ranging government program to achieve this.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Mr.
Speaker, I'm sorry to raise a point of order that takes us back to question 3, but I've been advised during the course of that last question that one of my colleagues, when she interjected during question 3, was sworn at by the Honourable Rodney Hyde during the course of that interchange. And so I'd like you, it's a serious, what I've been told is a serious direction of words towards her, and if that is the case, then the member should be forced to withdraw and apologise to her for it, because I think I'm certainly not going to repeat it. I'm happy to tell you privately, sir, but I think the member needs to be asked about it.
I can do no more than ask the member, did he utter any words that could have been construed as swear words towards another member? If the member denies
absolutely categorically no.
There's nothing much more I can do about that. Question.
Point of order.
Point of order, Sue Moroney.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. I was the subject of that abuse and I take offence.
Well, order. But we're not going to have this sort of carry on in the House. I've asked the member, an honourable member, did he utter words that could have been construed as swear words? He has said no. As Speaker, that is the end of the matter, because only that member can know what he said. Others might think they might have heard something, but only that member can know what he said, and I must take that member's word. Question number 5, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.